daughter soon too, and I'll just bear with me. All right, welcome to another Tuesday talk, everybody. We have a special guest down below, Budgie. Budgie, how are you, buddy?
Good afternoon. Thank you. Yeah, I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Good to see you, my man. Really good to see you. I think this is my first time actually like talking with you, so this is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, pleasure to meet you, my man. And my partner in crime, Wally. What's happening this morning, Wally?
Oh, we're doing good here. A little shocking last night came over the wire, but I'm sure we'll be talking about that. But also, we had a ton of rain here. I don't know about if you've headed your way, Tim, but
Yeah.
oh my God.
Yep.
We are swamped here, but now the sun's out, so we're good. But anyway,
yeah, one of our
prepared.
neighbors recently put out a wind chime, and we can't figure out where it is.
Oh,
And
no.
man, that thing all night last night was just
yeah.
Oh, nice.
I was just out walking the dog, and there's some wooded area around that we go by, and the wind is still really strong, although it's sunny.
Yeah.
And I heard a tree crack, so
Nice.
So I got to watch like part of a tree fall over. Like, oh, great! Fortunately, it was about 50 yards away. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Fortunately.
fortunately.
Jesus Christ. Well, we're going to talk a whole bunch of stuff today. And this hour will fly right by. But yeah, let's, I guess, start with the good stuff. Let's talk about Leon and our performance. It was. I'd like to get to know both your thoughts. We'll start with Budgie, and we'll just go around. So, Budgie, what were your thoughts on the Leon match, my man? Like heading into the match, what were you thinking?
Heading into the match, I was a little nervous, obviously, because we all know that Leon are no fools. They're not, they're no part timers, or they're a decent team, and they showed that a little in the first leg, in between all the diving around and screaming like women. But they did show some decent touches and some nice football. And so I was a little nervous going into the game. But I have to admit, when the first goal went in, I knew it was our tie. So, and then the other two goals just cemented it for me, and well, I don't need to tell you how excited I was when that happened, and I've been recovering since.
Yeah. I wish there was videotape of me and my reactions, and then also like a second camera of my kids' reactions of my reaction, because I scared the living shit out of them. I think.
Right.
I was like, "You French son of a yes,
beep beep beep."
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, it was great. A great feeling, because again, like you, I was nervous a little bit. I really was, just like you said, Budgie. And so when that first one went in, I just knew. I'm like, yes, that's it. Here we go. It's over.
It's got to be ours now.
Yeah. So sorry for going around the other way, Wally. Wally, what were your thoughts, man?
Well, actually, I wasn't nervous, because going into it, I was kind of resigned to the fact, hey, we're going away to Lyon. They had the best record in the Europa League. I think they were probably, one of the favorites to win it all. And
well, they were until they met us. Yeah.
Yeah, and they were focusing on it. People had said that they, they're like mid-table in the La Ligue, or in Ligue 1. And they were focusing on it, so
yeah,
I figured, we didn't really have much hope, so I wasn't actually nervous, but I was I was really, excited on the upside, because I was resigned that we were not going to win and move on. But boy, when that sweet Dawson goal, because he took it right in front of Dembele, the winker, that. And I hope Moyes had that winking, picture right on the locker room door or something.
Yeah.
As well as the French teams, they had a post like beforehand, like, of course we're moving on. What are you thinking?
Yeah.
So yeah, that just made it.
Love Declan Rice's reaction to that tweet.
Yes, that's right. Yes. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
He said this aged well. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I love that stuff. Yep.
Yeah.
So
you
I
can
was.
vote-
That's how you cut a man down without a blade.
Yeah.
You know, exactly. You know, they were very, very confident of their abilities.
Yep.
Yeah.
They didn't take into consideration what we've been doing this year.
Yeah.
You know, and I think a lot of teams this year have underestimated what we're capable of. You know, and that really started off with the the Manchester City Carabao Cup game. That really sort of
True.
like started everybody realising, hang on a minute, West Ham are doing all right.
Yeah.
You know, these guys are actually capable of pulling out results.
Yeah.
And, you know, we're in the semi-finals now, lads.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to say that since 2006.
Yeah.
Oh,
But,
man.
You know,
It's brilliant.
What a great time to be a West Ham fan.
Yeah. Yeah. It's amazing. When we started this channel a couple of years ago, like 3 years ago, it was under the Pellegrini era, I think. And and it was just nonstop. It gave us a lot of bullshit to talk about, and a lot to complain about, and Lee a lot to have conspiracy theories about. But it's so great to see all that turn around. Like I disappeared for a little while. I went on a little hiatus, and that's when we started doing well. So I don't know. I don't know why I came back. I shouldn't have come back. But no, things are going good now. So
yeah.
But real quick, I just want to mention that I condolences to Bordeaux because of what we did to Lyon. They went out and fucking destroyed Bordeaux 6-1 in the league. Lyon did right after it. So 6-1.
Wow.
Like that's insane. And Bordeaux's, they're around the same. They're mid-table, I guess you'd say, over there in Lyon. But condolences to Bordeaux. Sorry for doing that.
Well, it's fun. I mean, their fans were kicking on. I think they were really angry with the team. Because they were booing at halftime, and then they were. I guess they tried to come on the field after. I don't know. There was definitely some video of some trouble anyway. So their fans were not. In fact, the coverage I saw, at one point they showed like their ultras had turned their backs to the field.
Yeah,
it's like wow.
Yeah, well,
they were unhappy.
Well, we didn't quite get 7-1 like I had predicted, but
come on, Tim.
Yeah, but they perform well enough for me to say, good job, lads. So all right.
Yeah.
All right. So now we knew that they put in a shift. They actually looked like they did give it their all. And then that may be obviously, and I think you guys as well probably scared for Burnley because we knew that they were not going to be. I mean, after what happened last week, you know what I mean, where they put in the shift, and then next thing you know, in the weekend they kind of just let Brentford walk all over them. I can't say they let Burnley walk all over them. I mean, but let's just get your thoughts on the Burnley match. Wally, we'll start with you, and then we'll go to Budgie.
Yeah, honestly, I thought we would win against Burnley, and a lot of people did. I thought this time, against Tottenham and Brentwood, those were both away.
Yeah.
And they were following the European match. I thought because we were home, we would step it up. I thought the crowd would, pull the team along. And so I was pretty confident we were going to win. And as it turned out, obviously, we salvaged a draw, which was frustrating, very frustrating. I think if we had just kept our hot goalie in goal, we would have won that.
There's some rumors about him probably going back. They say Fulham wants him next year and next season.
Areola.
Yeah, Areola, and
I thought he played well, and I was saying beforehand we should have started him instead of your favorite guy Fabianski.
Yeah, my favorite fucking guy. Well, that just proves my point. We don't need that guy. I'm not even gonna say his name, but I mean, yeah. There's just not a need. Like we need someone who is gonna, really give a shit about our position and like where we're at. Like, listen, I mean, I understand that the guys were exhausted and they probably weren't up, to 100% or even 80% going into Burnley. But you look at the freaking table, and no 3 points wouldn't have like skyrocketed us up into the the top 4 or 5 or whatever. I mean, but those 3 points would have been crucial. I mean, we needed the 3 points, not 1 point. One point is now letting Wolves have an opportunity to get closer. I think they 3 or 4 points behind us. I don't even know. I mean,
I think they're 3 points behind us.
Yeah, and that's dude, we can't be letting that happen. You know what I mean? Especially if what Moyes wants is for us to have 7th and stay at 7th. Because there's not enough matches. Literally, there's not enough matches for us to really get deep up in there, especially the way we're performing in the league.
Yeah.
I mean, we still like you guys said, we're in the semifinals now of Europa. So it looks like they're putting, and it's looked like this for a little while now. They're putting all their eggs in that basket, the Europa basket, saying, okay, well, we have a shot here. Let's try to win that. And if we don't, well, at least we could say we tried. We made a run. We made a good effort. And well, don't let the league fuck off, right? You don't slip up in the league just for that. Like, we need to. I don't know if we want to play in Europa competition next season, like Moyes keeps saying. Well, I mean, we got to perform in the league too, right? I mean, because dude, like, think about the odds, really. Like, if who's on the other side? It was Rangers and Leipzig, right?
Leipzig,
yeah. I wouldn't want to play Leipzig. No thanks. Rangers maybe, but not Leipzig.
Rangers
would
be the easier
for us. They don't match up well.
Rangers would be the easier opponent, but I don't fear anybody, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah,
Tim. I really don't. I mean, I would quite happily play, Dortmund or Barcelona or Real Madrid or Juventus or any of them big teams. Quite happily play them in the European competition right now, because on the day last Thursday when we played Lyon, nobody in the world was beating us that day. Nobody. And while I'm still on the subject of the Lyon game, I just want to give a massive shout out to the players and the coaching staff that stuck around for the 2 hours that all the guys had to stay in the stadium for, and they joined in with the celebrations and the entertainment. And they were on the pitch and they were doing their bit. I want to shout them out for that, because they didn't have to do that. And fair play to them. It just goes to show how much our support means to them. So guys and girls, those of you that went out to Lyon, fair play to you all. Fair play.
Yeah. No, it's true. That was very nice to see, and there was a lot of. I mean, again, like all the players, like you said, in the coaching staff, that was really nice to see, and that shows you what type of environment that Moyes sets in place, I guess, with the players. I mean, the players, we have a culture now. Like, we really do. Yeah. We didn't have that under Pellegrini, obviously. I mean, there was bits and pieces, you know what I mean? But the culture that we have, and that all starts from Noble too, actually, and what he brings to this club in his last season.
And what he will continue to bring as well.
Yeah. I mean, has anybody said like what his plans are afterward? Like, is he going to come back as a coach? Or is he going to stick around?
No, but the club has issued they issued a statement, but it wasn't an official statement as far as I'm aware. But the club have said that although Mark's playing days will be over at the end of the season, he will still be a massive part of West Ham United.
Yeah.
I think the general consensus of opinion is that he will take up maybe a youth coaching or enrollment role, a scouting role maybe for the youth and stuff, and build his abilities and stuff over a few years, and then perhaps become one of the major coaching one of the major scouting staff, or even a coach. Nobody's really sure what he's gonna do. He is doing his badges from what I understand, his coaching badges. But in general, I think, I think the club would even create a position for him, if I'm honest. I mean,
I would hope
like
so.
they know how much he means to us.
Yeah.
And they're not about to let him go anywhere else. So,
well, that's what I was asking, because I think that, I mean, does he still feel like he can play, is my point. Would he end up in some League One side?
I think he knows that his playing days are done, if I'm honest with you, Tim, but he's capable of stepping in, like, if, like he did the other day against Lyon, he came on for 20 minutes or whatever it was and played a major role in that 20 minutes. He was incredibly good. And I think there's still at least another year of that in him. But, he's decided that his playing career is over. I don't think he feels like he can put 100% in anymore. And if he can't put in 100%, then why try? Why try and do anything? Just do something else that's going to benefit the club, I mean, I think that's probably where his head's at.
Yeah. So, I mean, like an ambassador role, is something that they've done.
For initially, why not?
Carlton Cole,
at the very least.
Guys, they might not be coaching, but like they do at least that. But they also have like Konchesky and all those other guys like Zavon Hines and those players getting coaching roles. Yeah,
I think with Mark Noble though, it will probably be more of a mentoring role, rather than a coaching role.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. All of the youth players that have come through and they've been interviewed or whatever on TV, they've all given props to Mark Noble for his support and his mentoring. So I feel that maybe that might be where the club will put him, in some kind of a mentoring role while he learns the trade for what it is they want him to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do we have the badges system in this country, Tim? Is that
well, they're not really badges, but there's different levels of certification. Right? It's just a certificate, not a badge.
Yeah.
It's more badge.
We call it a badge system, but it's actually more of a certificate system.
Okay.
It's a participation trophy.
Yeah.
Here in America. So Diop, what the fuck?
Wow.
Just when he was getting to his decent spell.
Yeah.
Just as he was becoming a player that we weren't regretting having. Just as he became the kind of player that we're going, did you see what he did? He was really good. As soon as that starts happening, gets an injury.
Yeah.
It's typically West Ham's.
That is. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is.
But we've been talking about this on our group chat a little bit today, and the opinion would be that maybe Elise or Baptiste might step up, which is probably likely. But what we got to remember is that we've still got we've got Dawson, we've got Creswell, we've got Ben Johnson, we've got Soufal, we've got Ryan Fredericks, and we've got Declan Rice that can all play along that back four.
Yeah.
Not that I'm suggesting that we should use Declan Rice in that position, but it can be done.
Yeah,
it's not like it was the worst position in the world for us to lose another player.
Yeah, the last press conference, going into Lyon, the second leg, they asked David Moyes, would you consider putting Declan Rice back there? And he said 100%. If we have to. He's like, I would prefer to keep him in the midfield where we need him. But if we had to, yes, that's an option. He's played there before. He knows the position. But like you said, man, also Cresswell's played there before too. Has he played there phenomenally and amazingly? And would he be a regular starter there? No, but he can play there too. It's not like he can't.
He's reliable when he's there.
That would leave Ben Johnson an opportunity to start, left back.
Yeah, indeed. And, also, as I said, Ryan Fredericks, I mean, a lot of people are critical of Ryan Fredericks in defence. I'm not. I don't think he's as bad as a lot of people tend to paint him. I think his defensive work rate is better than average for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, he's not Ogbonna and he's not Zuma, but he is a decent defender. And with his speed and everything else, that's another, opportunity to get forward, etc. I mean, I think Ryan Fredericks is probably in for a few games in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
I know you do, Wally.
Of course.
You'd have him starting in any position.
Absolutely, yes. He
you'd
could be
even put a
right
green
wing,
shirt on him,
with his speed. But, if you go back to the Everton match where he started, Richarlison had to move over to the other side because he
couldn't get anything.
Yeah, he couldn't get by Fredericks, so he got frustrated.
Yeah, no. Fredericks had him right in his pocket.
Yeah, so
yeah, definitely.
And I have to bring out my favorite stat at the moment. We are undefeated this season when Ryan Fredericks starts. So,
yes.
That is true. How many games have you actually started, Wally? Do you know?
Don't ask that. Please don't ask that.
I think 3. Maybe 3?
I
think 3.
Okay.
That includes.
But it's still a great stat. It's still a great stat. I love that.
Yeah,
stat.
It is. Yeah. It's better than 1, right?
Right. It's better than 1.
Yeah.
And there was 2 in a row too. There was Everton and I think one of the European ones, right?
Yeah, because one of the Zagreb matches he did.
Lyon home, Lyon home game.
Lyon home game, which we drew, So
undefeated.
Yeah.
I was there that night.
Were you? Awesome. That's brilliant.
And I'm still recovering.
Wow.
Too much alcohol went through my body that week.
Or
too much alcohol.
Still
do what Helen says, and everybody who's watching this, please hit the like button. I keep forgetting to say that every time I'm on here, but it really, it helps, because if you actually hit the like button, that shows that you want to continue to watch what we're doing here. That helps us out a lot. It doesn't give us money, which is great, but it definitely helps us show that, hey, it's worth doing this every Tuesday. Like, show us that you like the show by hitting the like button. You can even share the video after the fact or whatever, and share it with your friends and anyone who likes West Ham, and see if anyone wants to join us on a Tuesday morning that hasn't yet. Send them our way. With this particular show, what we're trying to do is bring on different people every single week, because Lee likes to do just the opposite and bring the same people on every single week. So, I try to yin and yang it, man, so make it interesting. But yeah, thank you, Helen. And I don't know how to take the comment away. There we go. And so if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so as well, because we do some random stuff from time to time. And if anybody wants to host a game show on the channel, we have 2 that are just sitting there collecting dust because no one wants to host them. So if you know anyone who might want to host a show, send them our way, and we'd like to get those off the ground, because that'd be more fun, bring some fun back into this place. So who said here? Oh yeah, Hammerhead said, I truly believe that Fredericks is one of the top 5 fastest players in the world. Wally loves to hear that.
Love the speed. Yeah.
Does Alessi start? So that's you mentioned Alessi too. So or Baptiste even. Does he start though against Chelsea? Like, would you think? Like, let's really think about this. Would Moyes really do that? Would he really start someone who's a youth academy player versus like makeshifting like he typically does? What he's famous for, taking someone and putting them into the center back position that's already in the squad, like regularly. What do you think?
I feel that he would use Creswell as a centre back and utilise Fredericks or Soufal and Johnson. I don't believe that he'll bring an under 23 in, just not for a Chelsea game at least anyway. Maybe against Burnley, if that had happened before the Burnley game, he may have done. But I don't believe that Chelsea's the right opponent for us to be blooding young centre-backs. When you look at the likes of, Timo Werner, I mean, even Lukaku, I know he's been a bit limp this season, but You know, give him half an opportunity, he takes it.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't think that David Moyes wants to blood the younger lads in a game of that importance. You know, a London derby like that. It's yeah, I think that's a little bit beyond David Moyes' remit, if you like. I think he'll probably utilise Creswell, and obviously it's going to be Dawson, but he'll have one of two of the other three I mentioned: Ryan Fredericks, Soufal, and Brent Johnston. Two of those three, and maybe even all three of them. I mean, he may even go five across the back. Unlikely, but you know, it's always possible, I suppose.
Yeah.
I think one other time. I think this season we played one time with one, center back, and then Cresswell and Soufal, I think, and then wing backs. Yeah,
that's it. Yeah,
yeah. So
in fact, that was Ryan Fredericks was the wing back on that.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah,
so I wouldn't mind seeing that.
And Fornell's on the other side, I think it was, wasn't it?
Was it?
At
Yeah.
first.
Yeah. Fornell's has played left wing back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has. Yeah. But, yeah.
But you know, I actually quite like Arthur Masuaku in that role.
As a wing back,
He hasn't got too much defensive responsibility.
Right.
I find him a much better player.
Yeah. No, I like him going forward for sure.
Yeah. Well, they don't just have Timo Werner; they also have that Kai Havertz guy, or whatever his name is, and Mason Mount up there.
Christian Pulisic, another man that can fire a goal.
Yeah.
They just beat Palace in the cup.
Right.
Yesterday, right? Was it yesterday? My days are gone.
Yeah, that was Sunday.
2 days ago, yeah.
Christ. Yeah. Well, I've been asleep for like I don't know how many days now. So I caught the COVID last weekend. Yeah, last week.
Mm-hmm.
And my days are like all fucked.
Yeah, anyway. It just merged into one. Actually, the Lyon game, that feels to me like so long ago. And it's been less than a week. But we've already had.
Just watching Burnley. Anyway, our days are all fucked. But yeah, Chelsea, huh? They.
Well, here's what I would do.
Yeah, we're fucked.
Yeah. So because of that, because we're it's away, it's Chelsea away. We have, not big expectations for this match. I would actually. Well, my first thing would be to engineer Fredericks playing somehow, but. If not, I would put Elise in because, he has a lot of game time. He's been playing in the under 23s, so he's definitely not like putting Krall in there or something. Somebody who hasn't played at all.
I can't see Krall getting used again this season. I've got to be honest.
Yeah. Okay. So I could see putting Elise in there because it's kind of like, if there's upside, then great. If we lose, that's kind of what people are expecting anyway. And he has probably the most experience, although not at the Premier League level, but he has the most playing experience at center back of anybody we could plug in there. So I think that's what I would do.
I mean, Elise is actually the under 23 captain as well, isn't he? So
he is, yeah.
Obviously, he's respected and relied upon. But I was talking with Gatesy from Forge from Iron, and we were both sort of saying that Elise is probably the most likely candidate to come into the first team now at the moment. But we both feel that Baptiste would be a better defender, that he's got more defensive capability and like a better footballing brain.
Yeah.
But because of Elise being the captain of the under 23s, he's more likely to get the shout.
Isn't he more the left side center back anyway? So if we have Dawson, he's a right side. So, it'd be better maybe to put the left side one. Maybe Baptiste plays on the right side usually. So, yeah.
Well,
yeah, it's true.
So that's not till the 24th. All right. So when's the Frankfurt match? The next one?
That's a week from. I think that's next week.
Thursday, isn't it?
Yeah, a week from Thursday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, because then we have Chelsea, then Frankfurt, then Arsenal, then Frankfurt again. I mean, that's going to be mental.
That is mental shit. And yeah, fucking A. Moyes is going to focus on Frankfurt, obviously, and when he probably should. Well, that's the thing too, is that we have all this time between Burnley and Chelsea to rest. So you'd think that, well, we should give a good shift against Chelsea if we're rested, right? Yeah. I mean,
in theory,
we do have a great squad. So if they're rested, then there shouldn't be any excuses unless he rests players, like so that he rests players against Chelsea for Frankfurt.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what he does.
All right, predictions.
There's so many options.
Chelsea.
Predictions
for Chelsea.
All right. Well, like I said, I think that's kind of a throwaway away to Chelsea. So I don't think we can win that. I'll say 2-1 to Chelsea. That's what I'll say.
Budgie.
Yeah.
Well, I've got to disagree with you, Wally. I'm sorry, but
good.
We've already beaten them once this season, unexpectedly, and against all the odds. If I'm honest. Yes, we are going to Stamford Bridge, and they've had a decent couple of games in the last couple of weeks, but I don't know, we're rested, so we'll be rested. So I kind of fancy a draw, 2-2 draw.
All right.
Okay.
Wow. We got a lot of negative Nancy's in the in the chat. 3-0 Chelsea. 3-0 Chelsea.
Oh,
there's 2-1 West Ham, and we got a couple and 2-1 Chelsea. We get another draw. Guys, I think we can nick a 1-1 draw. There you go. Hammerhead says, "Well, Brentford beat them." That's true. So
they beat us. What?
So 7-1 West Ham.
All right.
I'm gonna keep predicting 7-1 until we get it.
There we go.
You like that 7-1, don't you, Tim?
I love it. One of these days, I'm gonna get it. All right. Oh man, yeah, Jesus, and then freaking Arsenal. Oh no.
Well, I'll tell you what. If there's one match left that I obviously want to, go through with, beat Frankfurt in both legs or whatever, but I really want to beat Arsenal, because if we beat Arsenal, then this season we will have beaten all of the big six teams in some manner. It's only Arsenal that we haven't beat yet. So
that's right.
That's what my hope is for the rest of the season anyway.
Yeah.
Epic Cash Time makes a great point. So the result depends on whether Fabianski or Areola starts. True. Yeah, but that's because it would be 7-0 if Areola was going to start. But it's always 7-1. I always got to give the opponent a goal if Fabianski's starting. Right. So, 7-1 will be Frankfurt. Yeah. Well, I'm going to predict that for that too. Don't you worry. Yeah. 3-1 Irons. There you go, nice. Steven. That's a good one.
When's his next book coming out?
Yeah. Right.
It's funny. Like I made a post on Facebook the other day about, hey, anybody, what do you think of Children of the Corn? It's like as a horror film, as it, that's one that I forgot about. That is actually probably one of the best like horror films based off of a Stephen King book. And then here he is in the chat room.
Yeah, how about that? I didn't know he was a Hammer. Wow.
Well, he is now.
Who would have known?
Yeah, seriously. So Chelsea, Arsenal, Norwich, City, and Brighton are bogey team. All right. That's great.
Yeah, Norwich is really the only one that looks easy, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, aren't they
the one that trips us up the worst?
Yeah.
Well, they're not officially relegated yet, are they? No.
Not yet, but I would think by then they'll be done.
Mm.
It's funny that a lot of teams, Jesus Christ, a lot of people didn't even think they would get 2 wins this season, and they're up to 5 now. So they've turned their a little bit, but negative 44 goal difference. Oof, ouch.
Wow.
So the issue that I have, again, and we've talked about this before in other shows, is these fucking games in hand, man. And then when Hammer supporters look at the table, they're all get all excited about we have 52 points. We're only 2 points behind United and Arsenal, blah blah blah. But Arsenal have 2 games in hand, dipshit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And United have 1 game in hand.
Yep.
Like they're gonna be gone. And then what is it? Wolves 3 points behind us. Yeah, but they have a game in hand.
They have a game in hand. Yeah,
they have a game in hand.
So
But they have to win 4-0 to catch up to us, just because of the goal difference. But still, they could do that. Wolves can definitely pull off a 4 or 5.
If they draw level with us, we're still stay above them because we got a better goal average, haven't we?
At the moment,
that's what I'm saying. But it's only it's only 5 or 4. 4
better.
It's only 4 better. So if they win 4-0, they're level.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But then you've also got to consider, Tim, what we're going to do in our next games as well. So, I
know, but I mean, you're right. But it doesn't make much sense when but there's games in hand, so it doesn't matter what we do next match because now they still have 2 or 3 matches to play.
I can understand.
Yeah, that's my only gripe. But
yeah.
So what does it say here? Fucking Tim, they have to win those games though. It's easier said than done. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. I was just trying to, stir up some shit as usual.
Well, at least we know that 7th place is going to be the Europa Conference League, pretty much. So.
Which apparently a lot of West Ham supporters will be happy with.
I would take that, to be honest.
You would?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. After all this shit that we gave Spurs this last season,
right?
In conference when we got Europa, now, how's it feel? Like I don't want to feel that. I don't want to have the tables turned after all that shit we gave them,
But we can throw back at them that we're in the semi-final of the Europa League, and they didn't even get out of the group stages of the Potato League.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I mean, that's pretty bad. If they couldn't even get out of the group stage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they're playing like there weren't no major clubs in that competition, none at all.
No, there really weren't.
And I mean, Tottenham lost against, a group of fish and chip shops, salesmen and farmers and stuff. It's crazy. It's crazy that a team with such financial might and the players that they have can be beaten by a group of amateurs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or semi-professional.
Well, the team below us in the table, Wolves, they got Burnley next. Then they have Brighton. Then they got Chelsea, yeah, sure, just like we do. And then they get Norwich like we do as well. So, and then they finish off with Liverpool or one of those matches against Liverpool.
I think they have City too. They have a similar.
Yeah, they have a City that's to be. Yes, I don't know if they've even scheduled that one yet, but their next match is definitely Burnley, and then Brighton.
We've only got about 8 or 9 games left, haven't we?
We have 5 in the Premier League.
5 games.
Yeah, 5, and then 2, at least 2 Europa League. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's getting down there.
It's going to be 3 Europa League, isn't it? Come on.
3, yeah. I said at least 2.
We've got to be positive about this.
It's 3.
3, okay.
How funny would that be to play Rangers, England, Scotland, Europa League final?
It's going to be good. Either way, it's going to be either an all-British final, an all-German final, or an Anglo-German final.
Yeah.
So, it's either way, it's going to be an interesting final.
Yeah, more interesting than Champions League. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
No, seriously. Yeah, it's. I don't think it must be because I'm a West Ham supporter, but I don't think I've ever paid so much attention or heard so much about the Europa League and all the excitement are built around it, than in this season.
Yeah.
Because for the first time in history, a Premier League club, the Premier League will have clubs if things go the way, it's the first opportunity that 3 Premier League clubs can hold all 3 major European titles in the same season.
Yeah.
It's the first time that it's been the opportunity of a British club or a Premier League club in the final of all of these competitions. So, it could be, a record, making season for Premier League clubs in that respect.
Yeah.
And you got to take your hat off to the likes of Leicester, who dropped out of the Europa, and now they're in the final. So fair play to them.
Yeah.
Got to tip your hat to them, haven't you?
Yeah. No, that's great.
Matt Howard brings up a good point here. Noble's last game will be the Europa League final.
Yeah, and
wow.
what a great day that'll be for him, lifting the trophy. And,
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Getting his knighthood.
We can,
it's actually because Ken said that he wishes Noble's last game was against someone other than Man City, because his league match would be, his last league match would be against Man City.
Yeah.
The last home match.
The final. There we go. That's much better.
Because our last Premier League match is away at Brighton, but the last home.
The home match, yeah,
is Man City.
Well, I mean, for the fanfare, you know what I mean? Because I don't think, I don't think they're gonna make a big celebration that Eddie had, but the away fans will. Explosive incentives to win Europa League. Good points in the chat room today. West Ham, I can't see any other team wanting it more than us, so let's hope that that pushes the lads through. True. I mean,
well, if you look at Frankfurt, I think they're like mid-table, so their only chance for Europe as well is.
Yeah, we need them to release a dodgy tweet, I think.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Good point.
Yeah, let's just hope we don't get the same ref as fucking the first leg.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, the ref last week at Lyon was good. He was, he didn't put up with any of their nonsense. So,
yeah. He didn't put up with ours either. I mean, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, he was, yeah.
Antonio went down a few times and he's just like, nah,
Yep.
So good. I like that.
It's got to go both ways.
Yep.
Really. Yeah. If it goes both ways, I don't have a problem with it. I mean, especially even the fucking stupid calls. Like, honestly, if the stupid calls go both ways, that's if they cancel each other out, that's one thing, but if it's just one sided, that if it's the fuck's that guy, Mike Dean. If it's Mike Dean, that ain't happen like that. Fucking guy. Blah, blah, blah. Let's see. I'm just trying to pull in the chat stuff here. And thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us this morning or this afternoon. I appreciate it. I see Gary Parriage in there, my good friend.
Right, Gary.
Ken, obviously, and Gaza, and Matt Howard, as always, and Hammerhead. And I saw Lee was in there earlier. And
Lee, and also Lee Statham was in the chat.
Oh, yeah, Lee Statham. Big Leeds fan.
There he is. Yeah.
There he is. Hi, Lee. Nice to meet you.
Right, Lee.
And Stephen King, of course, the legend.
Of course,
and there was others earlier, but listen, I just want to thank you guys, so much for checking us out on the Tuesdays, because again, like, this is something that works for me. It works for Wally, and we get an opportunity to bring in some guests that can't do a friggin' 9 p.m. Eastern time show, which is about 2 o'clock in the morning. So
during the week, that's a different thing. That's a difficult thing for me to do.
Yeah, for a lot of people, to be honest with
you. I'm always open to, I'm always open to join you lads, and even if it is 2 o'clock in the morning sometimes, quite happy to be there.
Yeah, Lee definitely needs new faces on that show. We need to get him some new faces, and I've been trying anyway. There's a lot of people that are waiting in the wings to co-host new shows on the channel, like on different days, different times. Basically, there's a lot of people who don't necessarily want to host, but they'll be more than happy to co-host. And then I have tons of people who would be guests on those shows. Just finding the hosts to do something regularly. Like, I get it, life is life, and not everybody can commit to something like Wally and I have been doing these last 6 Tuesday mornings. It's 5 or 6, I don't even remember anymore. Anyway, 5, whatever, 4, who knows?
Mate, I've got my own channel and I can't even commit to a regular time slot for anything.
Right.
It's that's the thing too. We'll get to that in a few minutes, but when we do the we close this out, we'll talk about your channel and stuff like that. So yeah, what was I gonna say? So this Friday, I think this Friday Lee might be doing another show. So if anybody wants to reach out to Lee, I think it's like at Lee from AHN on Twitter or something like that. Join his show on Friday night. And we need to get the post-match guys back again. That would be nice. I enjoyed their shows, and Katie, we need to figure out a good show for her to do regularly.
Yeah, she's just moved, so I think hopefully things will settle down for her.
Well, yeah, that's part of it for sure. And it's just the other part is I keep slacking on trying to figure out a show for her, because she doesn't want to do the same old thing like everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like it was getting quite stale, and I'm guilty of that, where we were doing the same friggin' show over and over and over again, just different people, or sometimes it's the same people over and over again. So. Then there's Lucas and Costia and their show as well. I guess is going to be coming back.
Charlie Walsh was on there. Yeah,
Charlie Walsh and the dude from that
Poland,
country,
right?
Yeah,
Poland.
Right.
Alan.
Yeah,
Alan. I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
Yeah,
but yeah, good dude.
That was a fun show.
Wait, what the hell is this? Tune in September 1st, 2025 for my first show. Ken,
come on, Ken. Join us.
Yeah, seriously.
You put that in the calendar.
You're here every morning that we do this show anyway. Just hop on with us, man. Seriously.
You don't even have to show your face. You can do
Lee would be so jealous if you came on my show instead of his for the first time. Yeah.
Look, you could turn off your camera like that.
Exactly.
Be anonymous. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. So anyway, all right. What the hell was I going to say? All right. So we have about 12 minutes left. Not much else to talk about, really. I don't know. You guys want to talk about anything? we flew right through all that. I didn't expect to go.
We did, yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, the Diop thing was kind of out of the blue last night, and there's so many options that. And in fact, one thing I saw, and I actually retweeted this, somebody tweeted out a picture of, Ginger Collins, like he can come to the rescue or something. Or what's Tompkins doing these days, huh?
Yeah, he's collecting dust on the bench because Vieira doesn't like him.
Yeah.
Vieira says you're too you look like a defender. Yeah, you look too much like a defender. I'm gonna keep you on the bench. Like, we don't need you. We're going to put guys in there that'll give up 2 goals against Chelsea instead of you, who would probably score 2 goals against Chelsea. That's what I loved about Tompkins. He could also score.
Yeah.
Fucking
He
idiot.
played right back a little bit too, so he's pretty versatile.
Exactly. Yeah. He's versatile. Yeah. He's still got it in him, man. He picks up those little injuries, those little knocks and stuff like that, so he doesn't have to play for Palace. That's what he is.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
That's what it is. Yeah. Wow. Oof.
Good.
I'm looking
something else I could mention quickly. Congratulations and also commiserations to West Ham ladies who reached the semi-finals of the Women's FA Cup.
Oh yeah.
They got beaten by Man City, unfortunately. But what we've got to remember is that the ladies have been professional for 4 years.
Yeah.
And they've reached 1 final and 1 semi-final in those 4 years.
Yeah.
So massive props to the girls.
Yeah.
Massive.
Yeah.
That first final, that was impressive, that run that they made that year.
Oh yeah, they made it to the cup, to the final.
Yeah, they did. And
beaten by Man City again.
Yeah, it was Man City, yeah.
Yeah, City, that's
well.
they got the money.
I did watch the game the other day, the semi between Man City and our girls. And there's a massive gulf between the playing capability. I mean, don't get me wrong, we've got some decent players, some real decent players. None less so than Yui Hasegawa, the Japanese girl we've got. She's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. But City just seem to have like a massive pool of talent available to them.
Yeah, like at every position, they're really good.
Yeah. And they've got Ellen White with them, who's the ex-England captain, and they've got some damn good players at Man City. So you know, our girls done well. They made
Yeah.
you know, they had a good account of themselves on the day. I think it was 4-1 they lost, but
Yeah.
but even so, you know, they gave a good account of themselves and they reached the semi-final. You know, you can't make light of that. That's a fantastic achievement
Yeah.
for a team that have only been professional for 4 years.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know,
I remember a couple of years ago, Lee interviewed 3 of the girls who are
Oh, yeah.
none of them are none of them are with us anymore. But you know, it was really neat to see that, you know, just to hear their perspective. And a couple of them were Americans. Two of them were Americans. To hear like their story about how it is playing, you know, for like West Ham, who was at that point was newly professional. You know, that was neat to hear that. Would love to get more of those girls back on the show. Some new faces, and let me tell you, West Ham United as a club are very, very guarded, and it's very difficult to get any current players, coaches, any of that shit. Like you got to go through hoops to.
Oh God, yeah.
And they need to know what you're going to say ahead of time. What are you going to ask them?
I mean, look at Russ. He's been working for the club, or you know, at the stadium for 21 seasons, right?
Yeah.
He's a part of the culture of the club, if you like. You know, he's a part of the daily running, and even he can't get current players and management and stuff.
I know.
And if he can't get them, good luck to anyone else.
Right.
No, I know. I thought, but again, I thought it would be easier. Like I remember when Matt Beard was the coach for the women's team. We tried getting him multiple times. He was all for it. He actually coached before West Ham. He actually coached the Boston Breakers, which was a female team here, which is where Lee and I are from. We thought it would be great to talk about that and all this stuff. And for whatever reason, the club kept shutting it down. And he's no longer with the club. I bet you we could interview him now. But it was just a pain in the ass. It really is, because look, we're not out there to talk shit. You know what I mean? We're not going to embarrass these people. You know what I mean? And plus, who the fuck watches this anyway? Who's going to see the interviews?
I've got a bit of good news on that front, though.
The 13 people
contacted. I was contacted via Twitter by Craig Forrest.
Oh yeah.
And he's agreed to come onto the channel and chat to me.
Awesome.
Which will be really nice. I haven't arranged anything in the way of a time scale or anything as yet. But he's a busy lad, isn't he? You know, so
of course.
That'd be great. Craig Forrest is going to appear on the channel. That's a really nice little touch. And you know, I'm going to reach out to a few other ex-players as well, hopefully. See how that goes. But nice.
We've had some ex-players on here.
Yeah,
Ian Bishop, I remember he came on and played. You know, he did a couple of the game shows, which was really awesome.
Yeah, he did. He actually participated in a lot of that. We had Jack Collison and a whole bunch of Jarvis and Maddie Taylor and a bunch of people. But like it got way too competitive with the other channels. Like some of these other channels were like were there was one channel in particular that sabotaged one of our guests from coming on our show, and then they brought them on their show like the same day that we were scheduled to have them on our show. And I'm like, this is insane. I thought we're all the family here. So I gave up on that. I gave up on fighting over ex-players and guests like that. So I just bring on good people like you, Lee, Budgie, and Wally, and anybody in the chat room who wants to come on. Let's talk more about your channel real quick before we go, Budgie. Let's. How can people find your channel? Are you on any other forms of social media, promoting it or anything like that? Or
well, I'm on YouTube, so it's Green Street Elites, as it shows down there at the bottom of the screen now. Green Street Elites on YouTube. On Twitter, you can reach me through @BudgieUncaged, and on Facebook through my name, which is Clive Trill Tree Living. So I'm reachable on all of those. I'm on Instagram as well. I'll send you over all my little things, and you can whack them on the.
Yeah.
In fact, I'll make a comment on this video after we finish with my contact details on.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Okay, and I'll even put my WhatsApp on there as well. because I've just got myself a new WhatsApp number purely for the channel. So it doesn't matter to me who has that number.
All right, good. I was going to say, ooh, wait a minute. You know, all these guys and girls, hey, Pudgy, what are you doing at 3 a.m. morning? Want to come over?
I'll talk to anybody at any time. I am not, I'm not bothered. I'm very approachable. Very approachable.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Gary. I've had no voice for 4 weeks, so I can't come on, although some people might enjoy that. Yeah. Gary, definitely. If you're up at this time and not working or something like that, you're more than welcome to come on. I would love to have you, buddy. You know what I mean? Yeah. So everybody, make sure that you check out Green Street Elites. Search for that on YouTube. And obviously, if you're watching this after the fact, just look in the comments and you'll find the information. Wally, what do you got going on this week? Anything fun?
Just, getting ready for the Chelsea match. I'm going to be very curious to see the lineup for, particularly to deal with the center back issue. That's what I'm looking forward to.
That's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to a 7-1 away from home. Well, actually 1-7, yeah. But yeah, one of these days, you know what? I figured it out. So the reason why it hasn't happened yet is because I actually haven't put the money down on it yet. So the week that I put the money down on that, the odds will be so high. Especially imagine the odds, Chelsea away from home.
Please,
7-1.
Please.
Yeah, dude.
Or Frankfurt away. Do it at Frankfurt away. That would.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, yeah. One of these days, I'm gonna actually go follow through with it, and then that's the week that we'll win 7-1. So I really don't know what shows are on this week. I think Lee might have a show Friday nights. I know I heard Lucas talking with Kostya about getting a show up. I don't think we're going to be doing any. I mean, it would be nice to actually get some Germans on and do that opposition preview like we did with Leon
with
guys.
the Leon,
Yeah.
That's right.
I mean, I don't generally do like pre-match and post-match things and stuff on my channel, but I do know a guy that supports Frankfurt, so I may put him your way.
Yeah, please
if he's
do.
Interested.
Please
if
do.
He's
Yeah, that would be awesome.
I'll give him your details, Wally, and he can contact you. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Definitely, because we don't. Again, we hadn't done that in a while since we had this guy Justin from Chicago who used to do the fixture focus with the Premier League sides. He used to do the opposition previews, but he's moved on to Hammer's Polls channel, and we haven't been doing that. So, but I guess it was actually the Lyon supporters that reached out to us asking us if we were going to be doing an opposition preview, which is what caused us to do one. Which was neat because Sully and Katie came on and gave Sully an opportunity to come back on the channel because he hadn't been on in a while. We'll try to get that going. Anyways,
as I said, I'll have a word with my mate Graham and see if I can get him in touch with you.
That'd be great. I'd really appreciate that. Thank you.
Cool.
No problem.
So it looks like thank you so much to everybody in the chat. Gary, Helen, Lee and Stephen King and Howard, everybody else. Sorry, I'm still a little bit sick. That's why I'm in my bed this week, not on the couch like I was last week and the week before. But yeah, thank you so much. Make sure you hit the like button and share it. And if you're not subscribed to the channel already, please do. It would be grateful. We are grateful. But anyway, I'll talk to you guys off the air. But everybody else, come on, you irons.
All right.
Come on, you irons.